Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today, you know this man, this guest is a very special man in the world of bodybuilding. Two-time Arnold Classic champion, Olympia runner-up, one of the hardest training human beings to ever walk this earth or any other. Please welcome all the way from Texas, Branch Warren. What's up, Branch?
What's up, Ron? Thanks for having me on.
Now, I want to show you, this is not you on the shirt. This is my dog, Branch. You just met him before we started. I just want to tell you a quick story. You tore your quad. When was that? 2016 or something?
2011. So
wow.
Just won the Arnold Classic, and I was preparing for the 2011 edition of the Olympia. And 30 days out to the day, I tore my quad off the bone.
Yeah. Now tell everyone how you did it, because it was not squatting or deadlifting or anything like that.
I was working at a restaurant. So generally, when I was about 10 weeks out, I stopped traveling, and I didn't do any more appearances or traveling until after the Olympia was over. And so I did an appearance for a friend, a judge in Atlanta, and went to, my friend picked me up there when I landed, and went to a restaurant, and of course I took my food with me, had my Tupperware full of food, and get something to eat. So had a thunderstorm, and he ran outside to get the truck and pull it up front. And man, it's like, one of those crazy storms like we in Texas, it's like pouring down. And I was on the phone, but he pulls up, and I'm walking out of the restaurant, and I step off the curb, and it's like the handicap spot right there. And it's like slick, with the water on it, and dude, I just slipped, and I did this basically, and my right leg, I cut the curb, like the lip of the curb, trying to keep myself from, with my toe, trying to keep myself from going all the way down. And I guess that concentric force just popped it right off the bone. So
yeah. Well, the only reason I made you retell that horrifying incident was because I sort of relived it. August 30th of this year, walking a dog named Branch. I was just walking him or going across a wet street. It had just rained a couple hours before, and just slipped. When you catch a fall and you don't fall, and you catch all your weight on one leg, quad came right off. And I was lying there thinking, what a coincidence. It's exactly the way Branch did it, wet pavement, and this dog that I'm trying to keep from escaping is named Branch. Anyway, one final thing before we get to Olympia. I was going to have Jose Raymond help me out Thursday night at the Meet the Olympians doing interviews, it's a terrible job because these poor athletes, they got a line of 1,000 people. They're trying to eat. They're exhausted. And I have to step in front of everyone with a microphone and be that asshole. Excuse me. Anyway, Jose lets me know like 2 hours before, oh, Branch Warren just called me. He invited me to the Gasp Mansion, dinner, drinks, and cigars. Of course, he took that option instead of hanging out with me. So it's all your fault, Branch. But it's all right. We got the interviews anyway. So it was cool seeing you. So I had to get you on here. We're going to talk about all the things going on with you. But first, I want to know how you saw the show, because you've been on that Olympia stage many times. You've spectated many times. This was, let's start with the big controversial decision, Hadi and Derek. Friday night, I couldn't pick a winner. I thought they were like in a dead heat. Even Saturday, I wasn't really sure what was going on. How did you see it?
So Friday night, I thought Hadi had it, by a very slim margin. I thought he was a bit better, a little tighter, I thought he was on point. I think when I went to the show Saturday, as soon as it came out, I said, Derek looks a lot better. Derek, I think Hadi, in my opinion, I think he flattened just a little bit. It looked like maybe he didn't eat enough or something. And he was not quite as tight. And I don't think he's watery. I just don't think he was quite as full as he was on Friday. And I think that was the difference. I think there was a razor thin margin. I agree with Derek winning. From the back, he's got the best back double bicep in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Front, he's got some weaknesses. Hadi's got a better chest, better legs, I think. But I think the overall package, conditioning, shape, and everything, I think Derek won by the skin of his teeth. And I agreed with it. So
yeah, it was a super, super close call. I'm glad I wasn't a judge. It's unfortunate that a lot of the Hadi fans, supporters, whatever you want to call them, are trying to twist this into a racist thing, or because he's from a different country, a different religion, or whatever. And to that, I got sick of answering back at these people. They got nothing else to do. But I'm saying,
so when he wins, it's not racist. But when he loses, it's racist. You can have it both ways.
We had a Middle Eastern Muslim Mr. Olympia 3 years in a row. Two years of Rami, 1 year Hadi. The judges weren't racist then. All of a sudden they're racist. Come on, guys.
I think as bodybuilding fans go, they're not the best person to win. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen all races and nationalities across the world win the Arnold and the Olympia over the years, and the crowd gets behind. If somebody deserves to win, the crowd gets behind who they are. They want to see they want to see freaks, and they want to see the best person win. And sometimes it's a close call, like it was this weekend, between Dirk and Hadi. And I mean, if Hadi would have won, I can't, I get it. You could definitely argue that case. And I'm one of those people who I could say, you know what, I get it. It was that close. Sometimes there's situations where somebody just stands out and blows everybody off the stage. But I've never once in my 30 some years in sport heard judges talk about where somebody's from or what nationality they were or anything like that. So nobody really cares.
No, I mean there's like 140 countries in the IFBB Pro League.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about Samson, third place? Totally different physique, more aesthetic, taller, just a whole different look from those two guys. I wasn't overly impressed with his condition, but looking at him, I see a lot of potential. What do you think Samson Dauda needs to do to someday, hopefully, become Mr. Olympia sooner than later?
He gets hard. By hard, I mean striated boots, that grainy, paper thin skin. If he can do, he's a champ for years. Right
Yeah.
now, nobody in the scene that could beat him if he could come in. If he had Derek's conditioning or Hadi's conditioning, he wins. And he'll
Yeah.
stay quite a while, I think, because if he, with his structure, his size, he's 290 pounds or something on stage.
300 on the dot. Yeah.
So if he can kick hard and nobody touches him for a while, I don't
Wow.
see he could actually be for a minute if he could get hard because he's got that overwhelming size and he's got good shape, those big full muscle bellies, and he's just imposing. When I was watching the show, when they had the lineup, my eyes kept going to him. So yeah, he just got to get his. And think about that, he's already third, and he
Yep.
wasn't hard. So imagine he doesn't have to be as hard as Derek or Hadi. He's just got to be hard, and
Right.
there you go.
Yeah. Anybody that didn't make top five that really impressed you as far as future potential, someone you think's someone to really watch?
Um, there was a lot of guys out, right? I mean, I think what 9 guys dropped out. I
Yeah.
think some guys, there were some good, like Nick Walker and some of these guys that were really good, weren't there. Guys got to, I think, move up in placings and take advantage of that. You know, of all the guys out there, I've known this kid since he was a kid, literally. Known his father for 30 years, Hunter Labrada. If
Yeah. Yeah.
Hunter could bring it and bring it 100%, I'd love it. I'd do well. We seen a glimpse of it. I think his first Olympia, he got fourth or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's won a couple shows and looked okay, but we've never seen Hunter on stage at 100%. So, ever nail that, I think he would do very, very well.
Last Olympia-based question I'll ask you was the 212 decision. Top two guys were both, your buddies with Gasp and Better Bodies. They're both athletes with that company. We had Sean Clary, the defending champion, lost his title to the younger guy, Keon Pearson. Apples and oranges, totally different types of physiques. I could easily take a stereotypical guess and say Branch probably wanted Sean to win because he's got that thick, dense, gnarly look to him. And Keon still, it's not like he was soft or anything, but he's still a work in progress. He's still getting that muscle maturity. Did you agree with that decision? Did you think it was going to go that way? I was pretty damn surprised though. I'm happy for anybody who wins.
Dude, first of all, I'm friends with both these guys, man. I see these guys on a daily, if not weekly basis. I just saw Sean today. I rode back on the plane with him, on Monday from the Olympia. I see Keon all the time, talk to him all the time. Both guys, they both hard workers. Going into the show, I mean, I told Keon this last year. We were on a trip together, and over in Europe, and I said, "You're going to win that division." I said, "You will win it, be a 212 Olympia champion." I think it took him. I thought then it would take him a couple more years to do it.
Yeah.
I thought he needed muscle maturity and some other things to come along. He made tremendous progress this year. This is by far the best we've ever seen him. Just from the Texas Pro a few months ago, he looks way better. Made great improvement. But Sean, I thought Sean was going to win. Another really close competition, and because not so much, like you said, they're totally different. You got Keon, who's bigger. He's taller. He's bigger. I don't know, 25, 30 pounds bigger. Great shape. Probably the best shape I've seen since Flex Wheeler. I mean, just a beautiful physique. Then you've got Sean, who's just gnarly, man. He's thick. He's dense. He's hard. he's just gnarly. And and I thought, okay, because of the conditioning, that density and thickness, I thought, okay, he'll probably carry the day. But the judges didn't. So, man, big congratulations to Keon. I know he's super happy. Um,
Yeah.
I'll say this: Sean is already back in the gym training, guys. He went
Yeah.
today morning. I walked in. He's already in the training, training hard. Well,
Mm.
he's so I'm gonna tell you right now. Next year is gonna be a really good battle between those two.
Well, let's see. He won the title. He lost the title. He won it again. He lost it again. So looks like he's just going to win every other year. Apparently, it looks like it. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows?
But
All right.
congratulations, Keon.
Yeah.
I knew he did eventually. I just didn't think he could do it this soon, but he proved us all wrong.
Yeah. I think he's only 28. He's still a kid.
I know.
Yeah.
He wanted to hit his full potential because he was mid-30s.
That's what I'm saying. If you look, that's he doesn't really have that muscle maturity yet. When he has that, he's got literally everything else you could ever want to see in a bodybuilder: that shape, the structure, the flow and symmetry. It's going to be crazy what he looks like in even 2 or 3 years. It's going to be completely different, I think, from what we're seeing right now.
So,
So
that's why I said next year is going to be very interesting. Sean is on a mission to come back. Keon is just going to get better. So we'll see how it turns out.
yeah. All right. Well, that's that. Let's get to the Branch Warren story if we can. Personal life stuff. First of all, congratulations. I was very happy to hear. It was about 3 months ago. You did like a post with a gender reveal that you're having a son. Do you got a name picked out yet?
Yeah. So his name is Morgan Branch,
Yeah, Morgan Branch. Okay.
after my grandfather. And
Sure.
yeah, so super excited, but completely unexpected. Um, lot of practicing, but we finally played the game, right? So,
Yeah.
I didn't think at 48 I'd be a father again, but after we had our daughter, I wanted to have three total. Trish definitely wanted another one. We tried for years, and it just didn't happen. And
Hmm.
but God's plan, it's not your plan, so
Yeah.
he doesn't really care what you want. He's got a plan for you, and that's how it happened.
So this was completely. You guys weren't doing all kinds of fertility treatments or HCG. It just happened. It wasn't anything that you had to go to great lengths to make it.
Was So the story was we were having breakfast. It's 6:30 in the morning, and she says, "Hey, I'm late." I go, "It's 6:30 in the morning. What do you mean you're late? Where are you supposed to be?" He goes, "No, I'm late." Good thing. I'm like, I'm looking at her. I'm like, "What does that mean?" And she goes, "I might be pregnant." I'm going, "You're not pregnant. Get out of here."
Wow.
So I went to work, came home, and I was in the kitchen, and she comes running there with this little thing, and she goes, "I'm positive." I'm like, "Well, you got COVID?" And so
Oh
she goes,
no.
"But no, I'm pregnant." I'm like, "No way." Um, she was. So couldn't be happier. So
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. So yeah, because Faith is what's she like 11 or 12 now?
11. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Because I saw you posting up gymnastics, flipping all around. I know Trish was an athlete. Was she a gymnast? Was that one of her sports?
No, she wasn't. She was a cheerleader actually. So
Hmm.
she was all the way through college, and she never her gymnastic stuff that she did in fitness was all kind of self taught.
Oh
So
wow.
we have any formal coaching. So
Yeah,
there's she's a level 7 gymnast and is doing really well and just loves it. So it's amazing how many hours they put in, and she doesn't get tired, doesn't get burned out, just loves it. So
wow. I mean, do you guys have aspirations? If she really wants to go that far, would you push her
also
to go to the Olympic level?
she works hard like she is. I'll support her where she wants to go.
Yeah, good man, good man. Yeah, so I mean, obviously everyone dreams of a boy and a girl is like the dream family. That's like the ideal that most people. One boy, one girl, because we don't have farms anymore. We don't need like 10 kids like the old days. So yeah, that's it. You guys can be complete. Can I ask how old Trish is? She looks like she's about 20, but she's probably about 30 at this point.
Uh, I'm not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna touch that one.
I don't want to get you in trouble, man. I don't want to get you in trouble. Never mind.
Yeah, she's a lot younger than me though. I'll give you that. So
Okay. Yeah, I know she's younger. I just don't know how much. I mean, age really is a number these days. How you take care of yourself, and
it
you
really
know,
is. Guys and girls in their 50s and almost 60, and they still look incredible and great shape. I've seen a friend of mine he's 58, just competed in San Antonio, won two of his classes, and looks like he's 20 years younger than he is. So
yeah, Have you gone to any of your class reunions?
I haven't.
No? Oh man, you got to go. It's hilarious.
No, every now and then I bump into somebody from high school, and
Yeah.
I think the last time it happened, I bumped into a guy, and I was at a restaurant, and I heard my name, and like you recognize the voice, and so I started looking, and it was actually my first workout partner when I was like 16. His name was Kevin, and
Hmm.
Kevin was this blonde hair, blue eyed, muscled up kid, and just always had the best looking girlfriends, and and he's actually stronger than I was back then,
Wow.
and great physique for a teenager. And so anyway, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I hear my name, and I'm looking at this guy, and he says my name again. I'm like, no way, and dude, he's probably 300 pounds, just
Ooh.
over, and
Not in a good way, but an obese way. Yeah.
good way, and just didn't I couldn't even recognize him.
Yeah.
As a voice, and of course, we sit there and talk for a while, but yeah, it's just amazing how if you don't take care of yourself, how people can get.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to talk about class reunions forever, but it's funny when you go, if you go, and I encourage you to go, you'll see, especially the further, the longer it's been, like 10 years is, that's not very long. I'm at the like 30-year point now, getting close to it. You, without the name tags, I wouldn't recognize 90% of these people. They look so different. Some of them look way better, believe it or not, than they did in high school. Obviously they're not kids anymore, but some of them you're like, oh my God, this is like the head of the cheerleaders, and this guy, oh my God. But anyway, um, let's talk about what's going on in your professional life now. WRN sounds like an abbreviation for Warren. It looks like on your Instagram, you're launching your own supplement line. Tell me all about it. How did that come about?
So I'm an owner. So what it is, it's powered by Phenoflex. So I'm part owner of Phenoflex, and we also have Pierce Labs, and so I got to long story. Our partner Wicked Cuts, Scott James, who was
Mm,
owner and founder of a BSN along with his partner. Um,
yeah.
Sold it many years ago, and I think they were one of the top three biggest supplement companies in the world at that point. So me and him partnered up about 6 years ago and did Wicked Cuts. Well, for the past 3 or 4 years, Scott's kind of been in my ear about doing a supplement company, and so I wanted to start small, and I kept saying no, no, no to it because I just didn't feel the time was right. We were 100% of our effort was into Wicked Cuts and
Yeah.
making it work, and now we're doing very well with that now. And so I went to him early in the year and I said, I think we're at a point where if we did something else, it wouldn't hurt what we're doing here. And he agreed, and so me and him were just going to do it. Had a mutual friend we went to talk about the business, and introduced us to Kiana Phenoflex over there. So we put together a project where Scott's involved in it too. He's one of the owners now of a Phenoflex, along with me and Keon and some other people, and
Oh, wow.
launched supplements. So we're launching with a pre-workout, 3 flavors, and we announced it just last week, and we started doing sales at the Olympia this weekend. So super excited about it. I'm gonna send you some to try. You have to give me
Oh,
some
yeah.
feedback whenever you get it.
What's the pre-workout called?
So it's Warren's. We're not going to have names for the products. Every product's going to have its own color. So this is like a red digital camouflage, and I don't have the bottle with me. It's actually at the office, so I should try to bring it home. But so it fits me. When you see it, you're like, yeah, that fits.
Hmm.
It's really strong ingredients profile. I'm not going to bore everybody with all um, but really really strong, high quality premium ingredients. We're going to be international and domestic, and it's it's something I've always taken pre workouts, especially when I started taking pre workouts before there was such money. I used to take ephedrine, caffeine, and aspirin, and mix it in my coffee and drink it on the way to the gym, and that's like the best pre workout you can come up with, right? So now you can't get some of these things, ephedrine and all that you can't get anymore, but so I'm always been into pre workouts since I was a kid. And I just wanted a quality product. When these young men and women buy a supplement, I want to do what it says it's going to do. The harder money you're spending. So I wanted a quality product on the market that did what it's supposed to do. And I mean, what does everybody know branch for? Being a
Yeah,
hard train.
well, that's why I thought you were going to call the pre-workout water. Train Insane.
Yeah, we thought about that, but it's just that it's a workout. It's a Warren. It's WRN, which is Warren workout. So that's didn't actually I didn't want to get into the trying to come up with a name for every product we run, pre-workout,
Right.
and then we'll probably.
No, I mean, that's unique. Everyone's got wacky names for their pre-workout. So that would have just been another pre-workout with a weird name. So yeah. Although I do like Ronnie's, his is called Yeah Buddy, I think. Yeah, buddy. What else are you gonna call
Exactly.
it? Yeah. Also, yeah, let me ask about Wicked Cuts, because that's been around a while now. That sort of transcended, obviously, from the beginning. It wasn't like a bodybuilding product. Everybody loves freaking beef jerky. So how's that grown? Are you in a lot of countries now? Or are you at like places like Walmart? I haven't talked to you about it in a long time.
So May will be 6 years. This coming
Wow.
May will be in the business. So the past 2 years we just exploded. And we're shipping to Walmart now. Man, we're in all the C's, the vitamin shops, Pilot Flying J's, the Giant Eagles up on the East Coast. Um, the list goes on and on. I think we're in a lot of AFI stores, the military stores.
Wow.
Doing really well. We're about to be working on a couple other real big accounts. I don't want to talk about them right now, but put the cart before the horse. I'm missing some here. I can't think of all of them, but
No, no worries, no worries. Yeah.
super well.
That's awesome.
We're in a
The
ton
only one, go ahead, sorry.
of mom and pop stores, nutrition stores, and we're in everything from bowling alleys to nutrition stores to gun shops to Walmart to you name it. So that's the cool thing about beef jerky. Everybody likes it, and it fits every.
And I think it wasn't just jerky, you expanded into a couple other sort of variations on it. I think it was like nuggets.
So imagine a Pringle made out of beef.
What a pre-roll, a pretzel? What?
Oh, those potato chips, Pringles.
Oh, Pringle, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine, turkey chips. So it's a new product we came up with. It's a product. They're super thin and crunchy, super easy to eat. Like the original pepper flavor only has two ingredients: salt and beef.
Oh, wow.
Super healthy. And of course, we've got beef jerky, we've got turkey jerky, chicken jerky, and then of course our number one bestseller is bacon jerky. We've got
Oh,
for
yeah. Oh, dude,
several
bacon.
bacon jerky. Maple bacon is number one. So, and actually on Amazon, you can go to Amazon to get our products, and our bacon jerky is number one on Amazon. So,
Wow. Yeah, it was delicious. I remember you sent me samples of like, I don't know, 5, 6 different ones, and that was by far. I could have eaten like bags and bags of that crap. It was so good, so good.
right, it's not healthy for you, but it sure does taste good.
I mean, bacon's not the best thing to eat, but boy, is it delicious. Uh,
Absolutely.
I also saw that you've been doing a little bit of online coaching. So when did you start that? I can't imagine that you would even take on clients unless they had your type of work ethic. So you must be incredibly selective about people you let, take on as clients.
Um, Very selective who I take on. I started. It all kind of started when I guess Martin. Last year, early in the year, I started training him. Actually, training him, working out with him, show, and then helped him get ready, and then I helped a few other people, and then started doing a little advertising online. And I was very selective because if people don't want to work hard, I have no patience for them. You know, and some of these people are so high maintenance. You know what I mean? It's like it's ridiculous. I'm like, I'm not a babysitter. I'm gonna help you train. I'm not a babysitter or a counselor. So I don't care what problems you're having with your wife or whatever. Uh, so I've actually fired a few clients. Um, I just don't put up with it, man. If you don't want to, then bye. So,
Yeah.
but the flip side of it is, it's I've got a few. I don't train that many people at any given time, because I don't think it's fair to them if you have a lot of clients. And I just don't have the time to
Right.
mess with a large group of clients. So the few that I work with, they've got some results. So that's pretty rewarding too. When you work with somebody and you change their life or get them in shape and they win.
Yeah, because I've talked to a few people who've moved, like Jose. Jose's moved on. He's a great coach now. He's very well known, very well respected. We've talked about, he gets a similar level of satisfaction helping these people reach the goals. Both the lifestyle people that have no intention of competing, and he's got people that win shows all the time. He only takes on people that are very, very serious, very dedicated, just like you. But he feels that same level of satisfaction because you can't compete forever. There's got to be a time when you step away from it. Have you found that you get that same feeling of pride and accomplishment doing this as you did with yourself?
No, it's not the same feeling. It's a different feeling, but it's cool. I think the guy who brought me to this sport, it was Ronnie's workout partner. His name was Mark, and
Mhm.
I asked him one time. I said, "No, because it changed my whole life, right? I mean, if he hadn't took me to that gym and helped me out, would I've been a bodybuilder? Probably not." And
Hmm.
totally, totally changed my life in the direction of my life. And when I got older, I asked him one day. I said, "Hey, what can I do to pay you back?" And he said, "Just pass it forward one day."
Hmm.
So, so now that I'm out of it, and trying to do is just pass it forward. And
Yeah.
some of these young men or young women, you might change their life and change the whole course of their direction of their life in a positive way by helping them out. So that's all.
Yeah. I did, I did a little bit of it myself. I stopped doing it, just a time issue, but I got more satisfaction out of the lifestyle people because you were changing a life in that case, like somebody that needed to drop 80 pounds or something for their health so that they could be alive for their family and their kids and all that. Versus, of course, we respect. Oh, where'd he go? There you go. He's back. There you go. Yeah, I mean, of course, we respect. We want to help people that want to win contests, but it's not as in the grand scheme, the big picture. It's not as significant as you might have actually saved this person's life by helping them, get the weight off and get their heart and lungs in good shape so they can keep living for another hopefully 40, 50 years.
That's super true. And it's been good. Like I've been blessed here. They get some really cool people to work with, and
Yeah.
they worked their butts off, and that's all I ask is just give me 100%. Be
Yeah.
disciplined, give 100% the gym, and if you do that, you'll make progress and get in shape. So it's not as complicated as everybody thinks. The hard part is actually doing the work and following the plan day in and day out. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but it's not the heavy ass weight. It's nobody wants to eat the right foods all the time. That's what I think Ronnie should have said.
But
Because everybody loves training,
yeah,
but they don't want to eat 6 clean meals every damn day. That's the hardest part of bodybuilding, I think.
100%, 1,000%. As far as getting the same satisfaction you said, I get from training people out there from competing. I get satisfaction from it. I don't get the same satisfaction.
Mm.
What I did find something I love is just as much as bodybuilding is competing cutting horse competitions. So
Yeah.
I've done several of those last year and this year, and so that I love just as much as bodybuilding.
Wait, what is it called with the horse?
Cutting horses. So it's
What's that?
you don't have that stuff on the East Coast, but it's you ever watch Yellowstone?
No. So you're gonna have to really help me out.
It's just cowboy stuff. I grew up on a ranch, West Texas, so I didn't have cutting horses, but we had ranch horses and roping horses and things like that. So anyway, cutting horse, you've got a group of cattle, you have to ride in, cut one out of the herd, and then it tries to get back to the herd. You got to hold the line, and it's very technical with you got to train the horse, you got to know how to ride, all this stuff. So it's super. I love horses, and yes, I can ride, contrary to. Uh, so, so it's just it's something gives me something to compete in. It's a new challenge. You have to humble yourself because you go from being at the top of our world to back at the bottom of this world. So it's a new challenge, and I just love it. So
Hmm.
been a lot.
So are those held as separate competitions, cutting horse competitions, or is it like just an event in like rodeos?
For the most part, they're separate, and a lot more money in that than there is in bodybuilding. So for the
Oh, no.
total circuit is 180 million in prize money.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
and some of these
What?
horses, half a million, million, $2 million. So
Ooh.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a whole different deal. Some of these cowboys you would never know it, but they do very well.
Well, you know what? I remember one of the last years Olympia was at the Mandalay Bay. You were probably in the show the year I'm talking about. So maybe you were too busy with that to even notice. But there was a rodeo convention at the Mandalay the same weekend that we had the Olympia. And I'm thinking, because I'm so ignorant, I'm like, oh, rodeo, that can't have that many fans. Like, I talked to a couple of people and I was like, oh my God, they're way more. This is way more popular than bodybuilding.
Way bigger.
I think I asked about the prize money and I was like, that can't be right. Yeah, apparently now you just clarified it's big money. Yeah, it's a
So
little more entertaining, I guess.
it's huge. If you're not in the world, you're not in the world. But it's a huge, very popular and a huge amount of money involved in it.
Yeah. Last thing I want to ask you about, I talked to Johnny Jackson at the expo, and he had talked to me months before, probably earlier, very early this year. Once we found out about the Masters Olympia, he was all gung ho about that. And I caught up with him, and he explained there've been a bunch of deaths in his family, his side, his wife's side. A lot of things happened and knocked him out of it. But he was trained. I think he was back training with you at the time when he was getting all excited about it. So you saw at least the results of it and everything. I know you would have done extremely well. Probably would have won that thing. Did it even cross your mind for a minute? Maybe I'll jump into that.
So I'll tell you what happened. So when they announced it, I didn't know about it. I didn't hear about it that day. Johnny called me like at 9 o'clock at night. He said, "Hey man, you hear the news?" I said, "No, what happened?" He said, "Man, they're bringing the Masters Olympia back." And I was just quiet, and we had this like awkward silence for a minute. And he goes, "What do you think?" I go, "Think about what?" He goes, "You think we have another one in us?" I said, "Man, you do. I don't." I said, "I'm done." He said, "Nah, man, come on, man. Let's do it. We got one more in us, man. Let's get together and let's do this thing." And I said, "Johnny," I said, "there's no way." I said, "First of all," I said, "I played Russian roulette with my health for a long time and I won." I go, "So did you." And I said, "Not playing Russian roulette with my health no more." I said, "I've got a family and I'm healthy somehow, knock on wood, inside and out, and I'm gonna stay that way, God willing." I said, "Number two, they could put $1 million in my bank account to do this show. I still wouldn't do it. It's not gonna child live." And I just it's just it ain't in me no more. I walked away in 2016, and I have no regrets. I did everything I could do, and I'm good with it, and I'm proud of what I did. And then I said, the thing is, I go, even if I win, I still lose. He goes, "What do you mean?" "I can't live like I did when I was 35. I said, "Do I think I could potentially win it?" "Yeah, I think I'm still in good shape. I think if I trained, from back to early part of the year till when they had it, I think I could have done very well, probably win, but potentially, but it doesn't, it'll hurt me." I said, "Because I can't look like I did when I'm 33, 35." And I said, "I don't want people remember me as the old branch. I want people to remember me as the young branch." And
Mhm.
I don't want that image out there. And I said, and if I lose, it's a total disaster. And I said, there's just no upside to it.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean I respect the hell out of that. It's so weird with our sport. I think it's the only sport that I can think of where people never expect you to retire. They think you can keep doing it forever and ever. Like when a boxer or a UFC guy retires, 10 years later, you don't hear people still saying, "You should come back, you should fight, you should do this," or NFL players, "You should get back on the into the Super Bowl." No, they understand that any athlete, an elite athlete at that level, he's going to have his prime where he's at his best physically, and then not mother nature, father time always wins. Yeah, you
Always.
still look phenomenal, but nobody can look the way you're almost 50. Nobody's going to look the way they did when they were 30, when they're 50. I don't care how hard you train, how much you believe, it doesn't matter, man. The human body it does change over the years.
You age, and the closer you get, usually, my body started changing in my last show. When I did my last show, I just turned 41 that week, and I
Mm.
started changes getting ready for that show that I'd never seen before. The year before, I got a close second to Dexter, and I thought I was going to win, and did top five to Olympia, and then in a few months, everything just started to change, and not for the better. And I'm like, I knew. I'm like, that's why I bowed out after that Arnold that year, and I was like, I was done, and I was good. As your body ages, you lose some fullness. Your waist gets a little wider. You lose some fullness in your glutes and your legs, and everything just changes, man. And
Yeah.
so, because I still look good, absolutely. Walk around the gym, and you can still be impressive. But when you're on a pro stage, in front of the whole world, that's a different deal. I'll do that.
I mean, there's no compelling reason. Hey, I don't want to knock it because I would never. I'm fully supportive of the idea of a Masters Olympia for the people that do want to do it and still can look their best and everything. But for the people like yourself that were at that super high level for a very long time, you accomplished everything you set out to, except for the Olympia. But you came that close to winning the Olympia. You're a living legend. You got these contract. You have Wicked Cuts. You're with Gasp. You have this new Warren supplement company. You got a son coming. I mean, my goodness, life is good. There's life after bodybuilding. That's what a lot of people don't understand, that there should be life after bodybuilding. And they should look at guys like you and Jay Cutler and a few others who have really made the most out of life after bodybuilding instead of always looking back and thinking, one more show. Because there has to be balance in life.
You got to have some balance in your life, and I think I always had that. And because if you're one dimensional, and then also have that anymore, then you're gonna be lost. And I never was one dimensional. Always had a business and had other things outside of bodybuilding that I enjoy doing. So easy transition for me. I decided, okay, I'm done, and I never looked back. I never once have gone to Olympia or any other show and be like, wow, I wish I was still up there. I just felt good. I wouldn't trade that time for anything in the world. I was pro for 15 years, and probably 10 of those years I was on the top, and I had a blast. I traveled the world, and every state, and I think 60 something countries I got to visit.
Wow.
And I had a blast. I wouldn't trade that for anything. I had some great memories and experiences, but do I miss it? No. So I've got a my life that I'm probably even more happy now than I was then.
Perfect, man. Yeah, I mean, guys, please pay attention to all that. Rewind it and listen to it again. It's very, very important. So, man, that's it. That's all I got for you, Branch, man. Congratulations on the baby coming soon, the baby boy, Morgan Branch. Not everyone knows that's your middle name as well, Branch, correct?
It's my name, yeah. So I go to phenoflex.com, check out Warren Supplements, WRN, pre-workouts about to launch. So check that out. Also go to wickedcuffs.com. We've got some great Black Friday sales going on. And so you won't miss that. And check out the jerky chips and the maple bacon. It's so good.
Good stuff.
Gas Better Bodies. We've got our Black Friday sales, kicking off. So they're up to 80% off site wide on certain days and certain items. So don't want to miss that. Get some great gifts for your loved ones going into Christmas.
Yeah, I'm just going to harp on that because I interviewed Michael Johansson a couple months ago. The deals on those Gaspin Better Body stuff on their site right now are insane. There's like tank tops that were going for $50, $60 a couple of years ago. You can get it for like $8 now or $10. So yes, stocking stuffers, whatever, guys. New gym clothes make everybody feel better. Make people want to train harder. Looks like
a lot of new things: jackets, hoodies, tank tops, t-shirts, shorts, sweats, jeans, all kinds of stuff. So got some new styles dropping. So check that out. And like I said, up to 80% off on some of the items, and which was unheard of. So we used to never do sales like that. So so that's really good. And then of course Wicked Cuts has got some good discounts going on, and it's hopefully I'll see you guys out and about. Got lots of travel planned next year. So hope to see you guys around.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. That's been the Ronline Report with Branch Warren. Please like, subscribe, share, turn on notifications, do all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. What's that? Oh, saying bye. Yeah, I think we're on a little delay between us. So that's it, man. Thank you so much, Branch. Appreciate it. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.